If you ever find yourself in New York City with $1,000 burning a hole in your pocket and a craving for something sweet, you might want to check out the Golden Opulence Sundae. It's served at a place called Serendipity 3, a cozy little spot that's been around since the 1950s. But this Sundae, it's not just dessert, it's a full-blown luxury experience. What makes it so pricey? Well, for starters, it's made with Tahitian vanilla beans, flown in from halfway across the world. They blend it into the creamiest ice cream you can imagine. Then comes the chocolate, and not just any chocolate. This is Amide Porcelana from Venezuela, one of the rarest and finest chocolates on earth. On top of that, you'll find gold-covered almonds, candied fruits, soaked in rare dessert wines, and a drizzle of the most luxurious chocolate syrup out there. And the kicker, it's all topped off with 23-karat edible gold flakes. Yeah, real gold, and it's served in a baccarat crystal goblet, which you actually get to take home. That alone could cost you a small fortune. The spoon they give you is gold-plated too, just in case you forgot how fancy this whole thing is. Of course, you're not just paying for the ingredients. You're paying for the story, the spectacle, and the feeling of doing something most folks wouldn't even think about. Is it worth it? That depends. But one thing's for sure, if you do get to try it, you'll have one heck of a tale to tell. If you thought pizza was just a cheap comfort food, well, think again. There's a place in New York City called Industry Kitchen that serves up a pizza so fancy, it'll set you back to grand. Yeah, $2,000 for one pie. But this isn't your regular pepperoni slice. This is the white truffle and gold pizza. And it's probably the most luxurious thing you'll ever eat out of a pizza box. First off, the dough is made with black squid ink, giving it a deep, rich color that looks more like art than food. Then they top it with some of the rarest and priciest ingredients on the planet. You've got English Stilton cheese, which has this strong, sharp flavor that sticks with you. Add in foie gras, that buttery, melty near-mouth delicacy from France, and a generous helping of truffle, one of the world's most expensive mushrooms. And of course, it wouldn't be a luxury pizza without gold. Real 24-karat gold flakes are sprinkled right on top like glitter. Edible gold doesn't taste like anything, but it sure does make a statement. You're not just eating a pizza, you're eating a status symbol. You can't just walk in and order one either. You gotta call ahead, at least 48 hours in advance, so they can gather all the rare ingredients. That's how special this thing is. Is it worth $2,000? Depends on who you ask. But if you ever want to eat something that makes you feel like royalty, or at least like a millionaire for one night, this pizza is the way to go. Now, you might have had a frittata before. You know, that fluffy baked omelet filled with veggies or ham, maybe some cheese. But have you ever had one that costs $2,000? Over at Norma's, a classy little brunch spot in New York's Le Parker Meridien Hotel, they're serving up something called the zillion-dollar lobster frittata. And yeah, the name says it all. So what's in it? Well, it starts simple enough, 6 eggs, whipped up nice and light. But then they go all out. They add in an entire lobster. Not chunks, not pieces, a whole fresh lobster, cooked just right so it's tender and sweet. Then comes the kicker. They load it up with 10 ounces of Sevruga caviar, one of the most prized and pricey types of caviar in the world. That stuff alone could cost more than your monthly rent. The dish is served hot in a golden pan, and honestly, it doesn't look overly fancy at first glance. But once you take that first bite and taste the richness, you know this ain't your average breakfast. It's a full-on luxury meal, hiding under an innocent egg dish. Funny thing is, they also offer a smaller version, just $100. If you want to taste the dream without totally breaking the bank, but for those who want to make a statement, or maybe impress someone special over brunch, the full-size frittata is where it's at. Is it worth the money? Maybe, maybe not. But if you ever wanted to say you ate a $2,000 omelet, Norma's got your back. This next dish isn't something you'll find at your local sushi bar. In fact, you'll have to travel all the way to the Philippines for a taste of this next-level roll. Created by Chef Angelito Araneta Jr., this sushi isn't just about fresh fish and rice, it's about making a serious statement. Each piece is wrapped in 24-karat edible gold leaf. That's right, real gold you can actually eat. But that's just the beginning. Inside, you'll find premium ingredients like wild saffron, Norwegian salmon, foie gras, and Japanese rice. And to top it all off, there's a sprinkle of high-grade truffle and a dollop of Osetra caviar, one of the finest and rarest caviars in the world. But here's the wild part. The dish is served with small diamonds, not to eat, of course, but as part of the presentation. Chef Angelito isn't just feeding you, he's putting on a show. This is sushi for billionaires, a meal you eat once and talk about for the rest of your life. It's not on any regular menu, you have to place a special order ahead of time, and it's definitely not the kind of thing you eat with soy sauce and wasabi. No, this is a once-in-a-lifetime bite, designed for people who want to experience what luxury really tastes like, whether it's worth the price tag. That depends on how far you're willing to go for bragging rights. One thing's for sure, this is the kind of meal that turns heads and makes jaws drop. There's a burger out in Las Vegas that costs more than a used car. It's called the Fleur Burger 5000, and it's served at a fancy restaurant inside Mandalay Bay called Fleur. Now, at first glance, you might be thinking, come on, $5 grand for a burger? But once you find out what's in it, you'll realize this ain't your average backyard BBQ. The patty is made from Wagyu beef, which is some of the most tender, marbled, melt-in-your-mouth meat in the world. Then they stack on seared foie gras, that rich, buttery liver delicacy from France, and top it with black truffles, which are basically the diamonds of the food world. But here's what really pushes the price up. It comes with a bottle of Chateau Petrus Ijo Jowu. That's one of the rarest and most expensive wines out there, and just a glass of it could cost you hundreds. So technically, you're not just paying for a burger, you're paying for a once-in-a-lifetime meal with a world-class wine pairing. The whole thing is served on a brioche bun, toasted just right and plated up like a piece of art. It's not messy, it's not greasy, it's elegant, and trust me, nobody's dipping this in ketchup. So yeah, it's not something most folks will ever try. But if you've got a big win at the casino, or you're just in the mood to celebrate life in a wild way, the Fleur Burger 5000 is sitting there, waiting. If you ever dreamed of eating pizza like royalty, well, this is probably the closest you'll get. The Louis XIII pizza is one of the most expensive pizzas on the planet, and it's made by a master pizza chef in Italy named Renato Viola. But here's the twist. You can't order this at a restaurant. Nope, the chef brings the pizza to you. Literally. He and his team will fly to your house, set up in your kitchen, and make this luxury pie right there on the spot. So, what makes it 12,000 bucks? First, it's tiny, only about 8 inches across, but it's loaded with some of the rarest ingredients you can find. We're talking 3 kinds of high-end caviar, including Osietra, Royal Prestige, Caspia Beluga, and pink Australian caviar. Then there's organic buffalo mozzarella, freshly sourced lobster from Norway, and a dusting of pink Himalayan salt. Every bite is packed with richness. Even the dough gets special treatment. It's left to rise for 72 hours, so it's extra light and airy. The whole thing is assembled with military precision and served with the finest silverware. Oh, and don't forget the drinks. The pizza comes with a pairing of vintage Louis XIII cognac, one of the most expensive liquors in the world. Honestly, this isn't just dinner, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You're not just paying for food, you're paying for the moment, the attention, and the story you'll be telling everyone you know. Think of the most comforting dish in the world, pie. Now imagine it made with some of the most expensive ingredients money can buy. That's the posh pie, created by Chef Ben Christie and sold at the Lord Dudley Hotel in Sydney, Australia. This isn't your average meat pie. The posh pie is filled with 2 different kinds of lobster, black truffle, 2 cuts of premium beef Wagyu and Angus, and rare French mushrooms. Oh, and did we mention the 22-karat edible gold leaf covering the top crust? Yeah, this pie literally shines. The pie weighs about 2.5 kilograms and takes hours to prepare. It's meant to be shared unless you're feeling extra hungry and happen to have a spare 14 grand lying around. But here's the thing, the posh pie isn't just a meal. It's a celebration of luxury, a playful twist on a traditional Aussie favorite. It takes something humble and elevates it to an entirely different level. It's proof that even comfort food can wear a tuxedo gold trim. Of course, would you pay over $14,000 for a pie? If so, it better come with a fork made of diamonds. If you're hunting for true indulgence, Marquis Caviar Beluga is where luxury meets sustainability. This isn't just food, it's an experience. Harvested from a hybrid of the rare beluga and Siberian sturgeon, this caviar brings a bold, buttery flavor with a silky finish that lingers on your tongue. The pearls are large, glossy, and dark, just how a true connoisseur likes it. What makes Marquis unique is its approach. Farmed ethically in Florida, approved by U.S. laws, and crafted with obsessive detail. No poaching, no compromise, just pure excellence. Each tin of Marquis beluga is a symbol of patience. The sturgeon must mature for up to 10 years before a single egg is collected. This long wait is part of what makes the price so high, and the taste so rare. It's not fast food, it's slow luxury. You've probably had tacos before. Simple, tasty, maybe with some beef or chicken. But this one, it's in a whole different league. The Gran Vilas taco isn't just food, it's a luxury experience. Served at the Gran Vilas Los Cabos Resort in Mexico. This taco costs a jaw-dropping $25,000. Yeah, you read that right, 25 grand for a taco. What makes it so expensive? Well, it's made with Kobe beef, langoustine, a rare kind of lobster, beluga caviar, and black truffle brie cheese. That's already a luxury overload. But then they wrap it all in a gold-infused corn tortilla and top it off with a salsa made from ultra-rare morita chilies and civet coffee beans. It's not just about taste, it's about status, exclusivity, and honestly, showing off a bit. You don't just walk in and order it either. You have to be staying in the resort's presidential suite and give a few days' notice. It's the kind of dish people order for anniversaries, big wins, or just to make a statement. It's crazy, it's over the top, and it's absolutely real. A taco that costs more than most cars. Only in Mexico, and only at Gran Vilas. Strawberries and cream, a classic dessert, right? Sweet, simple, and comforting. But at Arno's restaurant in New Orleans, they've taken this humble dish and turned it into the most expensive dessert in the world, $1.4 million. For a bowl of strawberries. So what's the deal? Well, the strawberries themselves are marinated in a rare wine, Charles X Crystal Champagne, and served with mint and a rich port wine sauce. That alone sounds pretty fancy. But here's the kicker. Sitting on top of the strawberries is a 10.06 carat royal blue diamond engagement ring, once sourced from a famous jeweler. This dish is usually offered as part of a marriage proposal package, complete with a live jazz band, fine dining experience, and personal butler service. It's romantic, it's extravagant, and yes, it's real. Of course, you're not just buying fruit, you're buying a moment, a once-in-a-lifetime over-the-top gesture of love. And for those who can afford it, nothing says I love you like a diamond ring hidden in desert.